I'm Ashley. I'm a cosplayer from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I've been cosplaying since 2012, so that was the first time I discovered costuming at conventions and all that. So I've been cosplaying for just over 10 years now.
Hey, my name is Asika. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a partnered streamer on Twitch, as well as a landscaper here in Vancouver.
Cosplay has had a huge impact on my life. I would say that essentially from the moment that I started cosplaying, the rest of the entire trajectory of my life would be very different if I hadn't started cosplay. Cosplaying is where every single friend I have right now, I met through the cosplay space. I've gained career opportunities through the cosplay space. I think I've become a more confident person through cosplay. I've learned so many skills that I would have never learned from there. I honestly could not imagine my life going any differently, just because it's altered the course of my life so significantly, essentially.
It's been such a big part of my life. Like I said, I've been gaming since I was 3 years old, and I turned 35 this year, so that's a lot of years gaming. I've met some of my best friends gaming.
It was this game specifically that actually really started me on the path to nerddom, essentially, which was Metroid. Unfortunately, it was Metroid Other M, which is considered to be one of the worst ones. But I remember specifically seeing that game because I really wasn't into video games at that time. I didn't super grow up with video games at all. But I remember seeing that game on a shelf, and at the time I was big into Iron Man. So I was I saw the cover. I'm like, wait, there's a woman inside the armor. As cliche as it is, that character and that series was hugely influential for me. And I actually ended up cosplaying a version of one of Samus's suits a few years ago, her light suit. But it's always been, even after cosplaying for 10 years, it's always been a dream of mine to make the original Various suit and everything like that. So that was a huge inspiration just for seeing that kind of non-conforming kind of character where it's the woman that gets to kind of be in the cool armor and be the main character of that.
I think what really tied me to it, I wanted to do everything that my brothers did because I have 2 older brothers. So I just wanted to do what they were doing all the time. And, we were always playing Super Mario and Mario Kart racing. So I was always trying to, get in and figure out what they were doing. And I think that's what really kind of got me into it. And them being like, no, you can't play, you're a girl, blah, blah, blah. That was I think that even more, okay, you say I can't do it, so I want to do it more. It was really challenging back then. So it was something that you could work towards accomplishing. And then it's oh, hey, I did it. I beat that level that I couldn't beat. So I think that's kind of what really started, because I'm a very competitive person. I love challenges. I played a lot of sports growing up too. So I think that gaming kind of tapped into that for me, and that's kind of what kept me really passionate, even at a young age.
And specifically the community I'm in Winnipeg, I think at least is a very welcoming community. I guess one thing I could change specifically based on that is in a lot of other places, people tend to gatekeep their own skills a lot of times, where people will look down at the younger generation and whatnot and kind of think themselves better than that, despite the fact that at some point they were them at that point. So in my opinion, there's no reason to put down someone else just because they have less skills than themselves. So I guess the one change would be is that everyone kind of used that same kind of thinking and just kind of used their own abilities to sort of lift each other up for that.
The first thing I always hear, and it's to a T, to a joke. I hear somebody now, they turn their mic on and they go, hey, question. I'm like, oh, here we go. Are you a girl or a guy? And it's dude, why does it matter, man? I know, I'm in that weird range. I sound like a 13-year-old boy or a 30-year-old woman. What do you want from me, man? I can't change my voice. Can we just play the game here and not make it all about me? That's the one thing I wish that, like I was saying too, as I started, a lot of my friends, they're gay men, and they're super uncomfortable to turn on the mic and talk, because maybe to other people their voice, it's even worse than the the slurs start coming out and all that, and then that's what could have been a normal game just completely blows up because people just care too much about things that don't matter.
A lot of the people in the cosplay community in Winnipeg are of the LGBTQ community, so that's really, really nice. I've been super, super blessed to be able to find a community that I can surround myself in that is supportive and all kind of thinks the same way and doesn't discriminate in any way and is always kind of by your side in that aspect.
I was making a WoW character the other day and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what short hair they put in. I don't know, this weird pixie cut, which I'm like, I don't want that. Like, just let me have the men's hair on the women bodies. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why can't it's 2022, like, can we just do this already? So for me, like, it's not a deal breaker, but it's also probably only a deal breaker because I've had to just exist in this space for so long, the way that it is now. I haven't had the option, so maybe when I was younger and more interested in that would have been important to me. And I know for a lot of other people, it's super important. It's like, just give people the freedom to do what they want, you know, like, that's the only thing. And for sure, it's super empowering to see a character that looks like you.
My name's Ashley. You can find me at Ashquee Cosplay on most social media. It's ASHQUEE. That's my Instagram handle. I also have a Twitter, which is ashdav, ASH_DAV_. I post a lot of stuff there. I usually use Instagram, so if anyone, you can message me there, check out my stuff, and anything like that is appreciated.
There are safe spaces out there. There's a lot of amazing people out there in the world that will give you that safe and good experience. So, you know, don't stay in these communities if they aren't making you feel safe, if they aren't making you happy. Believe me, there's better spaces out there. We're out here. Keep looking. You will find it. And just don't give up, because gaming is so amazing and you deserve to be here.